You guys want to listen to the part where he's talking about OnlyFangs real quick? So Sodapoppin did a podcast today called Drop Frames with Co-Carnage, JP, and Ezekiel, and they were asking him a little bit about OnlyFangs and what's going on with it. So I just kind of want to listen in.
And Burning Crusade, is it happening again? Okay. All right.
Potentially. It's still a bit up in the air because, as you said, TBC Hardcore hasn't been fully tested and figured out.
You want to take it for the Prime?
So when TBC does release, which it's going to release again, like I said, I'm going to play it non-hardcore, but through the lens of, does this work in hardcore? So I'm going to try to never die. And then when I do die, is this, like, can we trim this to make it to where you can survive it? Is it possible? A lot of people have done some testing on betas and whatnot and say it is. But is it also possible for non-sweats to do it?
Right.
Because Classic WoW, like OnlyFangs is supposed to be a bunch of noobs that suck and don't know what's going on. Is it possible to jump into TBC with a guiding hand to help them live and do it? It might be, it might not. I don't know.
I mean, I think that the noobs are going to die a lot. But at the same time, Hardcore WoW has this knob, and you can turn the difficulty kind of whichever way that you want. Like there's like the Puso way of doing things where you just kill green mobs the whole time and you just stay in zones that are levels lower than you. So, and you just don't run dungeons. There are some dangers in the real world, but I feel like if you play really, really Puso, you can make it to max lev.
I don't know. It's all up in the air.
This is totally random. But what if, for some members, because you know that they don't have potentially the skills,
like a skiller in hardcore,
yeah, having to re-roll their characters when they died, they played softcore characters, and if they did die, they had to do something horrible to stay in the guild.
And you see, that is
okay.
A good idea.
That's a cook.
You're damn
and
right.
That way they can keep playing and not lose their progress.
And these are the kind of things and
Sodapoppin loves power. He loves having the power to do that. So he could have basically play God in OnlyFangs and decide who gets to live or die if they do the punishment. I think he would love that.
Actually, hell.
He's going to Notepad.
Sorry, DC'd for a second. No, that is a great idea. When I play TBC, I'm going to be sitting in calls with, Zaryu and other WoW streamers that lost the MMO Streamer Award.
What? Called out, man. Why are you gonna do that to Zar like that? What did he do? What did he do to you, bro?
And we're gonna talk about
even better yet, during their interview process, if they're gonna be one of the characters that doesn't die, they have to pick their own terrible thing.
Okay.
And you have to sign off on it before they join.
By the way, no one's ever probably beating Sodapoppin in an MMO category where 99% of the people that actually voted are IRL streamers, and the only MMO streamer they actually know is Sodapoppin because he's been around since the beginning of time. I don't think anyone would ever win against Sodapoppin in that category unless Asmongold randomly starts playing MMOs again. That's it. That's the only person.
It's like they have to come up with their own, and then you have to be like, you know what, that's bad enough, or no, it has to be.
Absolutely. That's an absolute play.
Yeah.
So there's Band-Aid fixes, and they could even be more entertaining. But the other question is, do we play on separate factions? Because I know Tyler won.
Oh, that being said, I predicted Soda. I thought Soda was going to win because he's the only one really in the MMO section bringing everyone together. And my take on it is he's the only one that can do it. There's nobody that can bring all these streamers together out of their game categories and bring them over because Soda's the only one who knows everybody. And everyone trusts that if Sodapoppin hosts the event, people will watch it. If I try to host a bootleg OnlyFangs, ain't nobody playing. It requires somebody like Sodapoppin to do it. Therefore, every year that Sodapoppin does an OnlyFangs, he should win Streamer of the Year by default because he's the only one doing anything in the MMO category worth even talking about. That's it. It's pretty much that simple.
He lead this time, full on from the beginning. He could run the Horde, I could run the Alliance, but now it's like you have to. Some people are going to be split from their friends. We're not going to be able to play with the people from the other faction. There's pros and cons. And
Is Soda the biggest WoW streamer? If Asmon goes stream WoW, he would dominate. However, he doesn't. So maybe Maybe Soda's the biggest WoW streamer. That's a good question though. Also, I don't like this idea of Sodapoppin versus Tyler and us playing on different factions. I think it's okay to have Soda versus Tyler or whatever, but on the same faction. I don't know how they would do that, but I don't like splitting the guild in half. It was already kind of hard to make groups and stuff. Way more people are going to be dying. It's going to be even harder to make groups and stuff this time. So I don't like the idea of splitting it and like splitting people down the middle. I don't like it.
I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. And again, if it's too hard, I need it to be accessible for people who just cannot work a keyboard.
Yeah.
TBC is not that complicated.
Okay.
It's still classic WoW. Instead of hitting Frostbolt, you hit Frostbolt and maybe an Ice Lance every now and then. That's really what your TBC rotation
if you've never
Soda the Oda block of WoW? Kind of, yeah. Yeah. I would say that, just not as dominant in the PvP section.
ever played a
He's
game
good
like
though.
that.
He's good though.
There's a lot to keep track of and going at the same time.
He's very good on
so
Druid.
like you need that time to get used to it. That leveling process.
Right.
You need that leveling process, right? So
And they will have that. You still got to level 1 to 70. Still takes just as long. But again, the end game of TBC, there's a lot more things that will kill you. Classic is such an easy game that it worked perfectly for hardcore because, again, 1 death is all it takes. Just 1. TBC, same thing. It's probably twice as hard.
Asmon is a politics guy? No, Asmon is a what gets me viewers reacts guy. It doesn't matter if it's politics. Whatever gets viewers, that's what Asmon reacts to.
So we're going to have 2 times as many deaths.
Politics is just one of the things.
The same leveling, like time investment, that it was already hard enough in Classic, right?
Well,
So I don't know. When TBC comes out, we're going to play it, and we're just going to figure it out from there. That's the plan while playing.
So do you have to remind me, because you probably know this off the top of your head. Did they patch heroic dungeon damage at any point during Burning Crusade's launch?
I have
Did they
no
nerf
idea.
Any of those heroic dungeons? Like Blood Furnace or something?
Maybe Blood Furnace, but it's still really hard.
Yeah, it's still fucking crazy when you first hit
I don't-
60.
My
Or
first
70.
thought when you talk about the nerfs they did, it's mainly for the raids. The raids get nerfed and made much easier because a lot of people couldn't do it. And I know this TBC coming out, it is post nerf, so all the raids are nerfed.
Okay.
A lot of people are
That's what I
really
was
upset
getting
about
at.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset that they're nerfed because they're too easy. I agree with them. They are too easy, but for hardcore, that's perfect, right? Because
Yeah.
1 wipe and everyone's dead. But dungeon wise, I don't know if there's any nerfs that went on. I don't think they were touched. I
It's
could be
like-
so wrong.
I'm not
I think
going
it's
in
people just
Shadow
got scared.
Labyrinth with anyone that's new. Like, I'm not going to fucking touch that dungeon on heroic
Blood
at
Furnace-
all.
Blood Furnace has these bombs that these mobs place. It blows up everyone.
Yeah,
in the group.
fuck that shit. Yeah.
So there's times where everyone just blows up out of nowhere because one person walked onto a mine.
Guys, hardcore is for a niche audience. One thing RuneScape does really well is it caters to a niche audience. I am so glad that TBC is considered hard and people are scared of playing it. I am so happy because it's going to automatically weed out a lot of the bad players. If you are playing with somebody at level 70, there's a high chance that they're a decent player in comparison to Classic. So if I get to 70 in TBC, I already know I'm playing with more like people that are more of a real one. I love that TBC caters to like this hardcore player base, a small percentage of the player base. I freaking love that. I don't think we need official servers because there's not enough of us who are interested in playing. But I love that the people that are playing are like my kind of guys. And I'm looking forward to all of the challenges that hardcore TBC presents. And those are the people that I want to be playing with, just straight up. And so I'm glad that guys like this are scared to run Shadow Labs because I don't want to fucking run with him either if he's scared to run it. I want to play with people that are looking forward to the challenge, that are gamers, that are excited about the possibility of challenges being brought back to hardcore. And I think it's exciting for me. The same thing everyone's scared about is literally what makes me want to play.
You go in Karazhan, there's the Flame Wreath. If one person in the group moves,
fuck, that's
everyone dies. You have like 10 seconds. You just need to not move your character. That's really hard for people. You
can't
got
do anything
a
for
lot
10
of mechanics that are kind of RNG-ish, like and I think we've already figured out some fixes for it. But there's one boss that will like vibrate the whole floor, and all your characters are just bouncing around, ping, ping, ping.
OSR's
ping, all over
podcast
the
after
place.
this. We
You
haven't
have
seen
no
it yet.
Yeah.
And at the end of the bouncing, or the bouncy house, the boss will shatter everyone. You'll get petrified in place. You can't move. And if your character is near too many people, you take bonus damage. So if you're near 4 people, you'll take 12,000. You'll get 1 shot.
The amount of
You have
times I
no
wiped
control
on
over
Gruul was just a fucking nightmare.
Gruul is
There's
when I
another
was a
boss that
kid.
literally just picks. There's another boss that just sacrifices someone.
Gruul's gonna be pretty
That's it.
insane, but with
That's
Petrus,
just
maybe you
good
can
content, though.
get around it.
Right?
Yeah. So
Oh my god.
the whole mechanic is it picks a random person and it sacrifices them.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that I'm sure we'll have to. I don't know what we do. We'll figure it out.
You almost have to play like softcore with hardcore rules, right? Like, there's
Yeah, so there's no official hardcore server.
would there's just too many ways to fucking die.
It's gonna have to be through an app.
OnlyFangs will be 1 to 70. 1 to 70 is faster than 1 to 60 in Classic and TBC with the added XP. It's like 5% faster to level to 70 than it is to level to 60. So why wouldn't you start from 1? Why would you start from 60 when it's already faster to go from 1 to 70, you know?
Add-on this time around.
Yeah.
There's no hardcore server. So if you die, the add-on will track it, and I'll be like, hey, you died. You have to G-kick you, start over, right?
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Ooh.
But we could make it to where if you're that person that gets sacrificed on that boss fight, I said, well, we'll just what's the word? Make it not count. This is
You could also do it like a Mario
take a
game,
mulligan.
dude.
The only good content that hardcore is good for is people crashing out about dying. WoW is a waste of time. Hardcore is hardcore WoW. When it first came out, was one of the best games I've ever played. It completely immerses you in the present. Whereas all I'm worried about in RuneScape right now, I don't give a fuck about what I'm doing right now. I'm not even paying attention to it. I am so not immersed in the present. I'm watching a video because I'm doing literally nothing. Hardcore WoW completely immerses you in the present moment because you can lose your character at any time. The world is a threat, and it brings back that feeling where you want to min-max the game because you don't want to lose your character. It is such a great feeling in the game to have a small feeling of what I did when I was a kid playing WoW for the first time. It brings back that nostalgia, and it's the only version of WoW that I enjoy playing now because it brings me that feeling. Being completely immersed in the present is something that doesn't happen very much in our human lifetimes anymore, and Hardcore WoW does that for me. Now, we already solved the meta. I've done it 15 times, and so it doesn't really do that for me. It's lost that feeling. But TBC, in my opinion, is not a solved hardcore meta. There's lots of things I don't know about it on a hardcore level, and that would immerse me back into the present, and that is why I'm excited about playing TBC hardcore again.
Dude, you could literally give people lives like in Super Mario.
Yeah, I could do that
You
too.
could be like, you have 5 lives. Oh, you just lost a life. That sucks. Now you have 4 left.
And then you
And
have
get down
people-
to 1. You get out of your terrible shit if you want to stay in the guild.
No, but then you have people use lives on the gear, and that becomes your DKP.
You could do that too. You're right. So there is a charm to it being a TBC hardcore server, but there's also a lot more options with an add-on. And it's kind of an overwhelming amount of options. And
True.
I'm not sure you could do lives. For the new players, based on how bad they are, you have 4 lives.
Okay.
But
Have them do the quiz, and it delves out how many
now
lives
it's
you
like
got,
the-
you
like
know.
part of joining can be like your punishment, your lives, your skill level. Like you,
I got it. I've got it. For the players that suck, you could pair people up in teams of 5 and put 1 sweat in the group and make them play hardcore group Iron Man. And if the noobs die 5 times, the sweat loses his character. Oh my god. What if hardcore group Iron Man, we could bring that mode to OnlyFangs?
make them like
Make
their
it-
own little personal class, right?
You're right.
Like for joining OnlyFangs.
You're right. But then the issue with that is like a viewer comes in, they're watching a new stream. I wonder how many lives this streamer has. So how many does this guy have? And there is, again, a charm to if this group
So-
dies.
A combined
They're
5 deaths.
Yeah.
So you have 5 lives in your group. If I get put into a group with like Mary and Shobek and 2 other randoms, you know, like from RuneScape, like that haven't played before, you know, like Foe and Odablock, and Shobek dies 1 time and Odablock dies 4 times, we all lose our characters. Everyone in that group.
That's
rather
true.
than
So what you need
well,
to do,
this guy's gonna have 3 lives left. This guy will have 2. I don't know.
So
You just give it.
that basically incentivizes me to camp Odablox's character everywhere I go so that he doesn't die anymore. You know what I mean? I like my character, it depends on him living. So like I have to like support, I have to play like a support role for him so that he stops dying.
Best
So
fan
you
like
see-
20
you see how the
lives, so he
gears
hits
kinda
max,
turn?
or, like,
This is
Talk
the
to
gears turning and how to do this. It gets me going. It really does.
Okay.
It's a lot.
talk to Barry Carline, get an OnlyFangs Twitch app, and then sync that with your system so people can see in every OnlyFangs member the Twitch app.
That's
that shows
true.
the Full
You should
stats,
talk
the
with
guild,
Barry.
their deaths, everything. You could sync it all up, and every OnlyFangs member, you could just say, put this in your profile. Bam.
You're right. We could absolutely have a Twitch extension, just to show, and it's required to have that.
If you're already doing
extension
all the
enabled.
tracking, you're doing all the hard work already. So it's
Mocktail's
like-
already working on an add-on.
There you go.
We could even do, again, if Tyler runs Horde and I run Alliance, we could have World PvP. And if you die in World PvP, you're not allowed to play for 10 minutes.
there you go.
Just 10-minute
There you
lockout,
go.
right? And the content, there's so many directions.
Do you have any good content around for getting mana gems?
Okay.
Dude. Oh, it's gonna be drama again. I already know something's gonna happen.
Okay.
I was wondering the entire show if there was going to be a reference to that. The entire show. And I was looking at the clock. I'm like, we got 8 minutes left. We're actually going to make it. Nope.
I just love that something that you
Thank
had
you, guys.
no part
96
of
strength.
became like one of the biggest like streamer memes in recent years.
Mana gem.
It's just so funny that came out of OnlyFangs. I think that's only speaks
I don't know
to
if we'll
the
get another mana gem.
yeah, like
maybe.
it's just crazy.
We get some of these W guys in here from the streamer awards or
Oh,
something.
fuck.
Imagine they played WoW.
There's no
We
way.
might get some drama there.
They wouldn't play.
You know, who knows? Next thing. You know, I'm
Tim the
just
Tap Man
reaching
would
out
play.
to-
I
well, I'm
think
not
he's,
reaching out to
playing
him, but
WoW now.
Everybody's welcome. I need new big hitters. I would love it.
Dude, that would be
Last time we had
honestly
Tyler, but-
insane.
Holy shit. Kai's
it's-
30-day WoW subathon with OnlyFangs.
Yeah,
Imagine.
dude.
You know, I don't think the views would be there. I don't think his viewers would like it, but God,
They would not.
I'd love it personally.
Kai Sinat playing World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
I think
He would
he
not.
would get bigger numbers than he would now.
You think so?
I do. I think when
I
the,
think
when the
he
World of
would.
Warcraft community finds out, I think that would explode bigger than what he did now. I do.
Yeah. Again, I'm all for it. I'd love that.
I do.
I just.
Get
Kai
World
Sinat's
Warcraft.
trying to make a clothing brand and become a director.
He'd
I would
probably
hope
be
so.
in 100%. Yeah, Summit would probably talk him into it. Without
Yep.
You just
question.
imagine he's in PvP just running, get the goop, get the goop, just screaming at the top of his lungs. Kill that guy, go!
I mean, it's fun, you know.
Oh,
It's
man.
it's a lot of hours to put into a game. It's fun to have people care about a game on Twitch. You don't get that very often. So I'm so pumped. But we talked earlier. My gears are turning. I'm not sure exactly what direction to go, and we got to figure that out, flesh it out.
Yeah.
It's
I-
just
No, I
so
mean,
many
from
options.
someone who standing completely on the outside, just catching this and that and other things, like
Yep.
that was so fun to just read about it, just read about OnlyFangs and how heartbreaking the victory, you know, the glory of victory and the agony of defeat and shit like that, like people getting like random kills, like just you know the I remember that one story where it's like got hit twice with a enemy, and it was just a random thing that there was like a 1 in 1,000 chance to happen.
Yeah.
And it just breaks your heart because you spend all those hours like leveling up to max, and then you
it's
just
like
get
one
this
out of-
random event that fucks
One
you
out
up.
of 1,000 happens pretty often in the span of leveling for weeks.
Yep.
True. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, and you got to know all the small details of everything. You know, there's mobs with thrash. I didn't know what thrash was my entire WoW life. I've been playing the game 25 years, but hardcore WoW taught me what thrash is. On
You really
mobs
learn the game better
and
on
how
hardcore.
it works.
You do.
Essentially, when you CC a mob, if a mob has thrash and they're not attacking anything, they generate stacks, and those stacks keep going higher. And when they finally get to hit something, all of those stacks dump, and they all count for an auto attack.
Ganon Dwarf, thank you for that, tier 1.
So
bet you
there's
that's
a
Ugh.
no, it has a limit. You can only go to 3, I think, stacks. But you can see how mages are like CCing their mobs and not getting hit by anything, and then the mob finally gets just 1 attack off, and all of those thrash like stacks crit. Mage gets 1 shot. What happened?
Wild.
Yeah, no, that's
What's going on?
That's why when they tell me to go fucking poly on General Drac, I was like, I don't want to be the mage responsible for this shit. I don't want to get fucking one tapped when some hunter doesn't slow it or something. It was
don't
always a
wanna be out of
nightmare. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm also worried about. I feel a lot of streamers might be scared to jump into OnlyFangs because of the mana gem fiasco, and it's
Right.
like just. Again, drama's funny, but at the same time, it's like
Mystic
I'll
Road
be honest,
Top
some people
Dark.
put it on themselves.
Yeah.
You can easily
Swag.
play WoW and do OnlyFangs. Just admit when you were wrong or whatever. You know, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
I was just talking to someone in my chat about that because the Managin thing came up, and they were like, "Yeah, it was really unfortunate how OnlyFangs and the whole internet jumped on Thor." And my
Yeah.
response to them was, "The Managem incident would not have been an incident. The incident was the response and the follow-up to the Managem thing. That's the incident, not what happened in OnlyFangs, not the little, like, if literally that could have ended with, oh shit, my fault, and no one ever would have heard of it. That would have been it. But like the issue was the response, not OnlyFangs. And don't get me wrong, there was a whole lot of internet hate, but internet hate is always garbage, and that always is should never happen. Anyone
Literally
being targeted by
quit
the
Twitter.
internet is horrible. Yes, it's terrible. But I mean, that was a very unique situation. That was not World of Warcraft. That was not OnlyFangs. That was going to happen at some point for that individual, regardless of what happened in OnlyFangs.
And the thing is, the Managem drama from OnlyFangs was probably by far and away the biggest, right? But easiest to handle. All the other dramas I had to handle, a lot of them had to be off camera. They were not easy. They were complicated. This person hates that person. This person did this. This person did that. Well, we got to keep it off stream, but I can't kick this person because now it's not off stream anymore. It was so much. I mean, it's people in general. I don't want to just say it's just streamers. But you know, because we're all streamers, of course, we've run into this person. I've got drama with that person. Managing it, I feel like
You got to get an
Counselor,
HR manager.
you know?
I was not, dude. Some of those streams when you were in OnlyFangs, around the time I joined, I was lurking a lot of your streams because I was learning about classic WoW. And dude, there were some times I would see you read or learn something that you had to deal with, and you could literally see the color drain from your face, dude. You would be like
so
having a
annoying.
good time, and then you'd look over and be like, "You did what?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
Funnily enough, all
I'd
of
be
the
like,
problematic
man, he doesn't need that.
All the
all
problem
the
people weeded
problematic
themselves out.
people ended up as the undead. I mean, truth be told,
Oh,
they
yeah.
were all
No,
on the
you're right.
undead.
Yeah.
And of course, we had like race meetings.
Pretty
and
sure
the undeads
Pilaf
would
was
get
torn.
together, and that's where all the problems really like manifested. It was always the undead. Over in the Tar is actually pretty good to their role play. The Tarans are over in the wheat fields. It's relaxing. It's chill. It's beautiful. You know, the trolls are doing fun sacrifice.
Pretty sure Pirate was a troll and Pilaf was a Tauren, and those were the two guys that got kicked out. Yeah, the undead were annoying, but it was all internal drama over who was getting the loot. None of it was like actual drama that exceeded the space of the game.
Vices, Amon. And then the orcs are just like, we're Makara.
What did Pilaf do? Pilav's jokes are too edgy, and he made a joke about Annie Fuchsia not being attractive, and they kicked him out of the guild.
And then the undeads are just fighting. It's not even roleplay anymore. Personally attacking.
No, those guild meetings or those race meetings were just screaming in the undead aspect. It was rough.
Over gear, you know, is stupid. It didn't even matter. And, like, you guys are gonna die next week anyways. Why are you caring about this piece of all people? It was so.
It was a joke.
This is a little forward, and I don't want to give you unsolicited advice here, but going into the next OnlyFangs, I would strongly suggest that you have some kind of overriding, well-known drama banhammer, and that you let everyone know where it's just like, if you cause too much shit for me, I am going to kick you from the guild. Like,
You're absolutely right.
If you ruin my good time, then everyone's not going to have a good time, and you need to go.
Yeah.
So like, focus on having a.
At the same time, though, the people that ruin Sodapoppin's good time I don't know if this is a factor, but the drama gets a lot of views. I hated the drama personally, but people like to watch it. So the drama does make you money. So at the same time, there is a positive for being miserable as Sodapoppin with the drama stuff.
good time for you next OnlyFans. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you're having a good time. Because if you're not, no one is.
That's very true.
And it was clear. Like that was the thing. And everyone was enjoying. I should say it was very entertaining watching you not have fun.
You're right.
Full disclosure.
There you go.
But
there you go.
It, you need to. It's good for you to have fun in these games.
I had a lot of fun.
Drama is good for non-WoW viewers. That's true. And it's really, OnlyFangs is for the non-WoW viewer. The whole event is to try to bring in non-WoW players and viewers. It is for the WoW viewers too, but the point of it is to reach beyond. And drama, everybody speaks that language, And what I've learned a lot recently is that language is everything. If you're speaking someone's language, like WoW has its own language. And once you learn that language, you want to speak to other people who know that language. RuneScape is the same thing. You guys like watching RuneScape because you understand the language. It's not very important. You're probably not having a great time watching a RuneScape only stream if you don't understand that language. It feels like you're listening to something foreign, and it's probably just hurting your brain trying to understand what's going on. And so I get that, and I've learned that language is very important.
It was good, but you're right. I could just have like some rule. If I could tell, I can't talk about a lot of the drama. A lot of it, again, is like it's not
drama. It's actual shit. Yeah, it's actual human being
A lot of it's
shit.
real life
dumb.
stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of I can't get too into it. It's gone now. Who cares?
Yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of it'll resurface again. OnlyFangs 3 or whatever. How exciting. Can't wait.
Well, for what it's worth.
Hey, you were talking earlier about how you have all these like potentials. You have all the tools and power to put that shit to bed before the thing even starts. Like go in with the intention of I'm not gonna deal with this shit and just don't deal with it.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This
is your show, man.
It's a double-edged sword, right? Because all that stuff exists on the other side.
It's fun to watch for a lot of people.
So entertaining.
Without
I know
question,
that.
it's some of the best content, and it's like one of the real
Shaman, thank you for that gift sub.
where Twitch comes together almost as a whole and exists in one place.
Which is one of the reasons there's so much drama. Is because everyone's in one. People in one place causes drama.
Yeah,
so.
but very few things do that. I mean, I would say even it goes further than like what the Streamer Awards did last night, where it gets everyone in one place.
Well, because it lasts more than just one day.
Exactly.
Right? It's a whole commitment. People are putting their own.
This is the best part about World of Warcraft is it can incorporate a large community of people under one roof. Whereas RuneScape is not built to facilitate very well large guild activity. You can't have it's tough to have a 300-man RuneScape endeavor. WoW just does this really well. It does guilds well of almost any size. It does guilds very well. That's just one thing that it's good at.
Own streams in the fray. You're
their
actually
own
talking.
jobs, their own lives in a lot of ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People are like you're grouping up and getting in Discord with these people, and you care about the game you're playing. You care about not dying. And these people, these other streamers, can screw you over completely. And it may not even be their fault. Right? It's
the only
how
thing,
it is.
If you did an OnlyFangs in RuneScape, the only thing you could do is a mass Cox. That would be like the premier content or some kind of battle, like wilderness battle or a castle war or something at the end. That would be probably what you would be building up to. And I think that the raids in WoW are so much more exciting and accommodating. It's like 25 man. You can't do 40 man. So it's going to be way more competitive this time to get into the raid, which has me a little bit scared, but multiple raids with multiple different raid leaders and stuff like that could be fun. And maybe it is better to split. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it is better to split Tyler and Soda and split the guilds in half, because the raid is only 25 people. It's almost half the size. So you can't do 40-man raids anymore in TBC. So maybe it is better to break up the guild now that I'm thinking about it.
And so it's a really fun tie. I'm very proud of it. I'm excited.
Yes.
Worried.
I don't think opposite factions still. Yeah.
Excited.
I don't
That's
think so.
why you need to get Kai Cenat in OnlyFangs 3.
The good news is, however it works out, if you do it, it will still be successful. So it's
You're
like,
damn right.
it's even if it's a giant cluster, then it's probably going to be more successful that way. It's the worst part of it, but it's like Yeah, anyway, as long as you do it, you're good. Like it'll be something, and something's good. Something will be fun.
Well, something's not always good, but I appreciate it.
I mean, maybe not for you, but we'll all enjoy watching it.
Okay.
That's very true. Yeah, you might hate it, but
Yeah,
not everyone will. So
yeah. Success is very based on perspective.
indeed. All right,
Uh,
let's call it a show. What were you going to
was
add
fun.
something, Soda?
I was just a random thing. Some Amada my messaged me said that China did not get Season of Discovery. That's why they got Titan Forged.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
why it's China only. I just saw that DM. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
Makes a lot of sense, I suppose.
Still stupid. They should have just gotten. We just get both.
Well, I don't like.
Yeah, both.
Co was saying something
I didn't know.
about WoW not having a publishing partner in China for a while. And that might have been why they didn't get SOD.
Yeah,
They
maybe.
got
I
dropped.
I
don't
don't
know
remember
the.
what it was. It was like the whole debacle. Like they didn't get a something extended properly, and then they didn't renew it, and then a bunch of people were tearing down the Blizzard sign in front
Yeah,
of their
yeah.
headquarters
There
or
was a
some
bunch
shit.
of
Yeah, it
drama.
was-
And then they re-signed,
Yeah.
and I think NetEase is who carries them now. They might have been carrying them to begin with, but
There was a company. Sorry, I know you want to end, but there was something. I wanted to hear y'all's opinion on this. There's a company that people told me about as I'm playing China WoW, and I never heard of them, but they pretty much own everything. It starts with a T. It's some
Tencent.
Chinese
Tencent?
company.
And
yeah.
Tencent.
yes.
I never heard of that. I looked up what does Tencent own. I'm like, oh my.
That's-
Oh yeah.
You've never heard of it, and that's because they would like. That's what they like.
That's how they function. Yeah, they own everything.
Yeah, they don't do like giant, massive PR releases when they
own
buy 90% of companies.
Riot,
they
GGG,
slowly, yeah,
everything.
they have a ton of stuff. So
That's-
Tencent,
I
the
never
thing about
heard of
Tencent, it's one of those things where a lot of companies they will put in giant stakes with, and then just stand back and do nothing. And that increases a lot of consumer confidence. People are like, oh, they're just in it for the money. They're not going to tell the devs what to do, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, they're slowly getting so many things, and it literally could be an overnight switch from that
Yeah.
way of thinking at any point. So I mean, it's
like-
concerning. Right now, it's okay, but it's concerning, no question.
That's how I felt. We get into it. I'm like, wow.
They got a lot.
I mean, the next thing I'm gonna see Valve on there soon.
Dude, you could.
Maybe.
And I mean,
Right?
hell, Netflix.
I was
Netflix
surprised
just bought
not to.
Warner Brothers, man.
Yeah.
Like
Right?
the amount, the way big companies are just kind of like playing the shell game right now. Like literally a week could go by and a major company could just slide under Tencent and you'd be none the wiser. So
It's
it's
very
wild.
true.
It's a crazy
Crazy.
time.
It's very
Crazy
true.
time.
All right, let's do some shout outs and call it a show. Soda, thank you so much for coming on. In your shout outs, why don't you talk to us about Starforge's plan?
Hell yeah. Yo, W interview with Sodapoppin. I'm glad we watched that. The future of OnlyFangs and him kind of just talking about what that was going to be like. I enjoyed listening to that. Sounds like we might get a split guild with him and Tyler, where some people have multiple lives. And maybe I'll pitch him the idea of group hardcore Iron Man, where you mix sweats and noobs into a 5-man group, and if they die, they have a total of 5 lives or something like that. Could be harder to track, but I'm sure you could do it in the add-on. Could be fun to watch, because I think that group hardcore is probably the best idea. And it's the best mode in RuneScape. Maybe it would work for WoW hardcore, and that would be fun to see.